Hi everyone. I probably will have to take over for Luca, which was not able. Maybe he's connected, but I'm not sure he's already in front of his computer. I'm Filippo Carnevali from University of Ferrara. I work with Luca and Roberto, who are joining us today. Thanks, Simon and Eleonora, for inviting us. We are here a brief presentation of us. So we founded in 1391. We have about 27,000, about 30 students, and 1,500 faculty staff with teachers and researchers. We are growing. Since 2019, we have been growing fast, and this growth probably wouldn't have been possible without Google Workspace products. That is why today we are presenting you with not the usual. I mean, since we've been using Google, we've been using we've been partner with Google for a lot of years now, and we are graduating ourselves from the standard suite, and we are starting using it to, as Eleanor said earlier, to automate and optimize our IT workflow. If you go to the next slide. Specifically, we are working on automation through APIs in e-learning management, administration of the Google Suite itself, and students management as well. I'm going to briefly show you the project that we are currently working on, projects that are, in fact, in production. And I will show you, and I will share with you as well our ideas of growth. A few years ago, we invested in training our IT staff in Google Apps Script. Since we have this idea, we perceive the potential of a technology like AppScript and AppSheet. Since we were using the whole of the Google Workplace ecosystem, we decided to try to write more integration between the products and between the other software in use in our university as well. I guess many of you know Moodle as a learning management system, which is one of the more utilized all over the world. And since our university is using Moodle, I'm not gonna say 20 years, but probably 10, 15 years now, we felt the need to integrate Moodle with the Google products. Moodle is a very complex and he has a very has a user experience which is very articulate. We wanted to create to make up for some of the shortcomings of the Moodle, and we used Google. Specifically, we wrote some AppScript integration to make the life of our teachers easier in creating the questions. Then we will move to Moodle through XML. What else? For this integration, I will have in this slide we have some technical aspects that if you want to know more, you can write to us. But basically, we use the AppScript, as I said, Google Spreadsheets, Google Drive APIs, and the XML format that lies within Moodle. We use the Google AppScript to integrate as well our students management system called the S3 with the Moodle. So AppScript and Spreadsheet was like the connector, which interface the system. So our students management system would talk with AppScript, who would then talk to Moodle. We used this not only to enroll students from S3 to Moodle, but as well to create activity, manage exams, and enroll teachers as well. So permissions as well. So from AppScript, we were able to interact with all this system very easily. Next slide. We used the AppScript and spreadsheet as well to monitor our students' attendance in Moodle. We used it as we built a workflow from around the fact that the student completes a course, and from that, AppScript would check the completion, send for the certificate creation, and the certificate upload on Google Drive, and then back to our student management system. So here again, a truly pivotal point in our management. And in the end, we used AppScript again as the spreadsheet as a front end of our ticketing system. We managed to create an error management system with an exponential backoff to make up for any server-side problem. With the Google form, we were able to create the tickets on our system, and we provided the views for our ticketing system, which is Zammad. Let's say, some kind of toolkit to provide for all those database views that weren't available in the software itself. This because I will come to it later, but really being able to deploy application and develop software so quickly with the Google was a killer feature for us. And next slide. We use obviously Google and Google APIs for other administration features of the Google Suite itself. We use the Google Cloud Directory Sync to enroll students and keep it synced with our LDAP. And we use this is a script that we used a lot recently. A Python library able to parse Google Calendar through API, and based on the pattern that they see in the calendar, decide which kind of firewall rules apply to the room. So if there is an exam in a specific room, this script will be able to view it and apply a specific set of rules, firewall, to ensure the good results of the exam in that room. And in the end, we are working a lot with Google Groups and dynamic groups to create for the automatic creation of the new newsletters grouped by course and year of enrollment. Last, to conclude. Oh yes, the final things we have invested and we are still investing, particularly Roberto, a colleague of mine here, the training of other people in our organization, because we cannot stress enough how it's important to make. Although we have a Google Workplace, it's not enough because there is always new features and new way to improve the daily workflow using all the sharing features. And Eleanor herself just presented new features like the smart canvas, which are like time saving. But everything of this, we read it in Google newsletter and we say, wow, it's really cool. But from that to make everyone or ourselves use it in a productive way, it takes time, it takes training, and it takes sharing. So this is one of our key wish for the present and the future. Invest in training, internal training to our staff and to our students as well, because all this has a potential to enable our students to study in and collaborate with themselves with very more productively. And concluding, oh, sorry, not concluding, the future. I will be very quick. We are working on a system with the AppSheet and AppScript to handle the availability and let's say reservation of rooms for exams. So we have specific needs to cluster rooms when for specific need of a number of computers. So we are developing with AppSheet and AppScript an interface that will talk with our room management system. We are trying to work, we would like to have Google Drive as a repository for our Moodle content. There is a native integration and we are working on it to set it up. Here, well, Eleonora spoiled it, but we are working we would like to know more about Moodle assignment, especially the LTI integration with Moodle, since Moodle is one of our more important tools in e-learning, and see that Google produced an LTI for Moodle assignment, Google assignment. It's really interesting for us. We would like to use it, of course, for the interaction part with the students, of course, as a plagiarism tool, anti-plagiarism tool. And in our pedagogical view, this is inside a bigger picture, because this kind of automation that to prevent students from using other people text or books or AI is a part of a bigger discussion, I think worldwide, but internal as well, in which some people are more of a for debunk and find who's using AI. Some other teachers and IT staff are more like AI is more or less like the calculator. You allow calculator in the exam, so AI could have, it should have a pedagogical role. So we will see. The one thing missing from here is our plan to use more Chromebooks in our workflow to do exams. So having more reliable and more easily manageable devices. So summing up and concluding my presentation, basically for us, we realized that Google Spreadsheet was a very good starting point to have a shared base of data. So it's not obviously a database per se, but could work to match information and to work together with the non-technical users on data and make it very easy to access and to edit for everyone. Google AppScript, it's our Swiss Army toolkit. It's really easy to start developing something with Google AppScript. We know that obviously it's for microservices and only for some kind of services, but still not having to think about hosting and having something that you can rely as are the Google services, and being able to script APIs. It's a very big opportunity. Google Form obviously is a very easy way to create forms, and And combining these technologies, we are really building an internal ecosystem, which is very easy to interact for developers, but for our end users as well. So this is from the technological and IT point of view. It's very, and it's an opportunity to work with these technologies, and we hope there will be developments. And we are very much looking forward to hear from other universities that will talk today. So if you have any questions, me, Roberto, and Luca are here. Otherwise, write us in a second late. Thanks.
Filippo, I just want to say grazie mille. We really appreciate that. It's a wonderful presentation.
There was a lot of things to say. I have been as quick as possible.
I think I know it's a really helpful summary, and what we intended to do was have like a Q&A at the end of all the customer presentations. But maybe what we'll do instead is just pause for a few minutes and open it up for say 5 minutes. Just open it up to everyone on the call. Is there anything you saw there that you wanted to ask Filippo and his team a little bit more about? And maybe I'll just kick it off by asking something I was interested in, because I thought it was so great to hear about the training. And I agree, Filippo. Like you think you're across the product, and then there's updates constantly. So how do you find the best method to upskill? Like, how are you actually doing that?
At the moment, we are trying. We started as a lot of people started. And Roberto, if you want to say something, just raise your hand, and I will pass the microphone to you. At the moment, we started as a lot of universities with documentation, but obviously you cannot keep up with Google updates, producing your own documentation. So we are trying to have trainings that put people, the staff, in a position to keep themselves up to date. If you know how Google works, and I think you can have like a mindset of follow up be enough confident to follow up what's happening in the Google ecosystem by yourself. Our hope is to have like yearly or every several months moments in which we present what's new on the Google environment. You are doing a lot of things. It's difficult to keep up, but it's great innovation, and we are very looking forward to see what you will bring to the table with AI integration.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Filippo. I agree. Like that actually does sound like a really good cadence every few months, and then I think your point's really well made. If you can encourage your users to start to, for want of a better term, fish for themselves, they start to understand that they can just intuitively go to the right places to find the updates, as well as having those like a nice cadence of updates internally. I think that's great that you're doing that. Speaking of innovation, I thought it was really interesting, and I'm fascinated that you're using dynamic groups as well. How have you found that in terms of time saving?
This is a project that Roberto is exploring at the moment, because earlier we used more Google Directory Sync approach. But Roberto recently was exploring dynamic groups. I don't know, Roberto, if you want to say something about this. Otherwise, we will update you later.
Yeah, not a problem at all. Just really interesting and great to see that being put to use. And I suppose the fact that you're using it is testament that it must be some benefit, because I know it was we were looking to save time for our customers by employing that. Does anyone else in the audience have any questions at all? Ian, you've got your hand raised. Please go for it.
Yeah, Filippo, thank you to you and your colleagues for today's presentation. Lots of people I know, as you know, use Moodle as alongside their Google systems. And I just wanted to get your feeling for how much time are you saving both the IT team and the teachers through your Moodle Google Workspace integrations?
Integrating Moodle and using Google as a platform for automating Moodle. It was basically a killer application for us because a lot of the things we used to do manually, like enrollment, course creation, exam creation, now they are done automatically, and the synchronization with other systems. So even though probably Google would be happier if we use Google Classroom. At the moment, Google itself is a huge Moodle automation tool. We will see in the future, but at the moment we are. It's very for a productivity standpoint. It's huge for us. It was a really great shift.